Hi, I am Adrianne Lynch with Local Badass Businesses, and I have Jenny Cologne here with Chef Moon Culinary Services. So welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So I'm excited to hear about you and your business. So tell us a little bit about who you are first.
So, I live in Chandler currently with my husband. We have two kiddos. We have a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old. And we started our business about 3 years ago. Basically, my husband, who is a chef, really enjoyed cooking, and he was in the Army, did a tour in Iraq for a year. And my job actually moved us to Phoenix. And so we kind of just moved here. He just served his term in the Army. He decided to go to culinary school. And so after that, we discovered meal prep personally just for ourselves and how easy it was. And we're really learning about food as fuel for the body, and became passionate about healthy food and obtaining healthy food. And so we decided that it just made sense for us, because we were doing meal prepping for ourselves, and then my husband went to culinary school, that why don't we offer this for other people? People, we really want it. Sometimes there's a barrier because we don't know how to cook, or we don't want to cook. And it's okay. It's okay if you don't want to cook. We come across a lot of clients, I think, who feel a lot of guilt about that. Like, I should be cooking in my home, or I should learn how to cook. And yes, absolutely, those are great life skills too. But you don't always have to feel guilty. If it's not the right time in your life where you don't want to cook, then you can hire someone to actually cook for you.
Well, that's what
And
I thought.
so what we
Oh, sorry. I was saying that's what I thought was interesting in your business. Because when I first saw the meal prep, I'm like, oh, that's cool. You have the meal prep. But you guys do it a little differently from what I was seeing when I was researching about you. So tell us how you guys do your meal prep.
Yes. So we actually send a chef into your home. We have personalized menus, so any type of diet we can cover and plan for, and then you get approval of your personalized menu each week, and then that chef sources the groceries, picks everything up, takes it to the house, cooks, packages everything, labels it, cleans everything up, and then puts it in the fridge. And so then they go in each week. So it's a weekly service for our meal prep service. And then that way you have meals for the week.
I think that's great. So every week it changes. They get to pick from a variety of types of food. And typically, are you feeding? Is it your clientele more for family based? It sounds like, or do you have a specialty that you work with health diets?
Yeah, so I would say the majority of our clients are families. Maybe mom and dad both work. They have young kids at home. They don't have time to cook, or they don't know how to cook, and they want to feed the family healthy. So I would say, just from mom to mom, that's like a passion, for me, especially just because I want to feed my kids healthy. And a lot of times I just can't even give them those choices because it's just not out there. So we do also cater to athletes. So we have a lot of athletes where they have specialized diets, etc. And so having, good nutritious food is important for that. And then we also just serve a lot of just busy professionals and individuals that just, need help with meals during the week, and they don't have a lot of time to source food. I always share, like, we make a lot of micro decisions every day in what to eat.
Right.
And especially if you're mom and you're doing that for your family, like, the most dreaded question is, what's for dinner?
Yeah.
A lot of times in a lot of households, it's mom's responsibility. And so that can be, a daunting task. And so a service like ours, where we can come in and we can help you with that, because we plan the menu, and then having the chef cook for you, it's just an awesome, awesome convenience.
I think I love too about the meal prepping is when you do have a family, everyone's in and out all the time. And sometimes you don't know what they've had at school, and then they come home and you've made food, and then they just had that day and they don't want it. And I feel like that's the nice part about meal prep, because everyone can kind of, whatever you're in the mood for that week, it's already been prepared. So they can pick and choose what they'd like to have. And it doesn't have to be so formal that you've made one meal and you have to make sure everyone has agreed on it. So I definitely like that that's the option. And that it's tough, with families working and they want to make sure their family's eating healthy and not always out doing, takeout, and making sure it is healthy and cooked and they don't even have to worry about it. Just come home and it's ready. So what would be some advice that you would give other women about launching a business, being a mom, launching a business? What advice would you give them?
Oh, yes. Just keep trying. You will encounter obstacles and you will encounter things that you don't know, but it's just important to remain in that, entrepreneurial attitude of like rolling up your sleeves and just digging in. I can remember a time, so my husband and I, we've had 3 businesses together. So this is our 3rd business. And I think I can remember a time where it was scary to even to go downtown to get a business license. Now, you can just do it online. It's so easy now. But I remember having that fear, like, oh my gosh, this is real. And so we didn't come from a line of entrepreneurs or business owners by any means. So this was all very new to us, and owning a business and running it with a family. And I think for me personally, I just stay centered, like raising good adults. So my children, right, raising good adults is like the most important thing to me. So as long as I stay centered in that, then I'm able to kind of meet the demands of the business. And also I think letting other people in on your vision and letting other people share in what you're trying to create is extremely powerful. And we have amazing chefs on our team. So we have 3 full-time chefs. They're awesome people. All of them are parents, amazing chefs, and just good people who share our heart for the business in the sense of helping families. So yes, I would say definitely sharing your vision with other people and allowing them to be a part of your business is a big thing too.
I think that's great. And I also like that you touched on, it's you and your husband running a business, and I work with my husband as well. So there's a whole dynamic there when you're running families, you work together, everything is together. So what is some advice that you would give to others that work with their spouse?
Yes. So definitely appreciate each other's strengths, and also weaknesses, and being able to, I think, just effectively communicate and really listen. I think back to me, especially in the beginning, being a strong personality, and a strong, just a strong woman in sense. And so I had to really learn that, like listen, to my spouse or to coworkers or, anyone that I was working with or came into contact with during the day. It's just really listening to what people say and understand. Because sometimes, just being, just know who you are and know your weaknesses as well. So that way, that comes into play in your relationship with your husband too. You don't have a professional face and then your personal face. It's very much intertwined, and those same skills and those same, things that you've learned about yourself and uncovering that and being open to it too, I think is a huge thing, and especially in a relationship, because it will come out. You definitely have to be open.
Indeed, I will agree with that.
Yes, I'm sure you do. We should definitely share a special connection because I see you. I know.
Yeah,
I get it.
It's great. I always say that our kids have a skewed view of how people work because we've always been entrepreneurs. And so their lifestyle and how we work and flexibility is very tainted for them if they decide not to become entrepreneurs, because that's just how they've been raised and that's all they know. So it's funny when they say stuff and I'm like you have no idea like how other families that actually go to like a job work. So it's a good time though, and I can't imagine. We've been working off and on together for 20 years, so it's definitely a long time and takes a lot of you got to find your strengths and weaknesses. I think that's a great way to say it, because then you both play off each other, because there's definitely things I'm not great at that he is, and so it's a benefit to have. Well, perfect. Well, I appreciate you being on the show and telling us about this. Can you, well, on this, we're going to make sure that you post out the Facebook page, your website, and different areas that they can reach you so that they can schedule to come and see what you guys have to do. I was looking at your website and the food looked amazing. So I'm hoping that, you know, as everyone logs in, they'll see what this is. And who doesn't want a chef to come into their house and prepare it all and cook and clean it all up? So I love it. So we'll post all that out there. And then if people have questions, they'll be able to reach you.
Okay, perfect.
Perfect. Thank you so much for being on our show.
Thank you. It was so nice to meet you.
Yep, you too.
Bye-bye.